quick. Without looking at anything, what day is it? You knew. You didn't even have to think. And whatever the answer was, it came with a feeling. Maybe relief. Maybe a little dread. Maybe nothing at all because it's a Wednesday. And Wednesdays don't really have a personality. Now here's the strange part. That feeling, the whole invisible machine that sorts your life into work and rest, into Monday and Friday and the weekend, was never written in the sky. Your body can't sense it. No star enforces it. And for almost the entire history of our species, it simply did not exist. We measure time with 3 honest clocks. A day is 1 spin of the Earth. You can feel it. Light, dark, light again. A month is roughly 1 trip of the moon through its phases. You can look up and check it tonight. A year is 1 lap of the Earth around the sun. The seasons keep the receipt. Day, month, year. Every single one is the planet showing its work. And then there's the week. 7 days. No spin, no orbit, no phase. Nothing in the heavens takes 7 days to do anything in particular. The week is the one piece of your calendar with no clock in the sky behind it. So where did it come from? And did our ancestors, the ones around the fire, long before cities, did they have one at all? Picture a human being 300,000 years ago. The same brain as yours. The same eyes. Turned up at the same sky. They tracked time, and they tracked it carefully. The day by the sun. The month by the moon. There are Ice Age bones scratched with marks that may be counting its phases. The year by the slow swing of the seasons and the stars. But 7 days? There's no natural 7 up there to find. For something like 99% of human history, nobody woke up and asked what day of the week it was. The question didn't exist. Because the week didn't. Somebody had to invent it. And we can name the suspects. The trail leads to Babylon in Mesopotamia about 4,000 years ago. Babylonian sky watchers noticed something. While almost every star stayed locked in its pattern, 7 lights wandered. The sun, the moon, and 5 bright points we now call Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. 7 wanderers. 7 was already a sacred number to them. And conveniently, the moon's cycle, about 28 days, splits into 4 tidy pieces of 7. New moon, half, full, half again. So they carved the month into 4 weeks of 7 days and gave each day to one of the 7 wandering lights. The first artificial week, a rhythm with no source in nature at all, just the human mind deciding it should be so. Now here's the part almost nobody knows. And once you see it, you'll never say the days the same way again. Look at the order of our days. Sunday, moon day, and then Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn hiding inside the names. Why that order? It isn't the planet's brightness. It isn't their distance from us. It looks random. It isn't. The ancients ranked the 7 lights by how slowly they seemed to drift across the sky. Saturn, the slowest at the top, then Jupiter, Mars, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the fast-moving moon at the bottom. Then they handed out the hours of the day. 1 planet per hour. Going down that ladder and looping back to the top. Around and around and around. 24 hours later, you've run down the list 3 full times and a little more, and you land on a new planet to rule the first hour of the next day. Do the counting, and the planet in charge of each new dawn skips forward in exactly the pattern that gives us our week. Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn. The order of your week is a 4,000-year-old piece of arithmetic, frozen in place. Every Tuesday, without knowing it, you are saying the name of the god of war.
For a long time, the 7-day week was just one local custom among many. Rome, for instance, ran on an 8-day cycle. 7 days of work, then a market day they called the noonday. But the 7-day planetary week spread through the empire anyway, carried by astrology and trade. Until, in the year 321, the Emperor Constantine made it official and set aside the sun's day for rest. The 8-day week quietly died. Two forces locked the 7 in place. One was that planetary system, which named the days. The other was the Jewish Sabbath, a sacred 7th day of rest kept without a single break for thousands of years. That unbroken chain is a big part of why the week never once lost count. And the old gods never quite left. In the languages descended from Rome, Tuesday is still Mars's day, mardi in French. In English, the Roman gods were swapped for northern ones. Tuesday for Tiw, Wednesday for Woden, Thursday for Thor, Friday for Frigg. Every week, without noticing, you walk through a little museum of dead gods. By now, the week feels permanent, like gravity. But twice in modern history, powerful governments looked at those 7 days and decided to kill them. It did not go well. In the 1790s, revolutionary France threw out the whole calendar. New months, new names, and a clean, rational week of 10 days. It was elegant. It was scientific. People hated it. 9 days of work for 1 day of rest is a hard sell, and within about a decade, it was gone. Then, in 1929, the Soviet Union tried something stranger. To keep the factories running forever, it abolished the shared week entirely. Workers were split into color groups, each with a different day off, so the machines never stopped. On paper, it gave people more rest than before. In practice, it was a quiet disaster. Because your day off no longer matched your partners, your friends, your families. A letter to a Soviet newspaper put it plainly. A holiday is no holiday if you have to take it alone. The experiment limped on, shrank to 6 days, and by 1940, the ordinary 7-day week was back. Twice, the most powerful states on Earth tried to delete the week. Twice, the week won. So, did our ancestors have a 7-day week? The ones in the cities over the last few thousand years? Yes. And they handed it to us almost unchanged. But the deeper ancestors, the ones who are most of our story, no. They had the honest clocks, the sun, the moon, the seasons. They never once needed a Monday. The week is something else entirely. It isn't a fact of nature we discovered. It's an idea we invented, agreed to, and then could not put down. Maybe the longest, unbroken idea our species has ever had. Older than every country alive today. Stronger than the empires that tried to break it. And it's running in your head right now. That flicker of dread on a Sunday night. That lift on a Friday afternoon. That's not your body reading the sky. It's a 4,000-year-old Babylonian invention, still keeping time behind your eyes. We did this. Like the favorite foot you never chose, it feels like nature. It's really just inheritance. A habit so old, we mistook it for the world. If this rewired how Tuesday feels, you'll like the rest of this channel. We pull on one ordinary thread until something about you comes loose. And a question for the comments. If you could redesign the week from scratch, how many days would it have? And how many of them would be weekend? I'll read the best answers. See you in 7 days. Or whatever a day really is.